Today I want to take a little bit of time and talk about how to make financial decisions because one of the things that we do in our firm, as I have stated many a times, we do tax preparation, tax planning, and tax resolution. And whenever we do tax preparation, we get to see everything that the client has available from a taxable standpoint. And the same is applicable to tax planning. Now, even when it comes to tax resolution, and we have either companies or clients that owe a lot of money to the IRS, we try to figure out how did they get there from a business standpoint. So what I like to do today is kind of share with you a couple of ideas or a couple of thoughts that are going to help you in making certain that you're going to be able to maximize your financial decisions while minimizing any potential risk or errors that you may commit. Now, when it comes to how to make financial decisions, there's a difference between looking at your finances through a telescope as opposed to a microscope. And what I see often is that the vast majority of Americans, either as they're planning their financial life or even as they're planning for their retirement, they're looking at their finances through a microscope. And what I mean by that is they're looking at products. They're looking at CDs, they're looking at money market accounts, they're looking at mutual funds, they're looking at stocks, bonds, they consider IRAs, 401ks, and the like. And then when it goes into those individual products, then they're picking individual asset allocation profile in order to mitigate potential risk in the future. But one of the major mistakes that Americans are making is that they fail to take a look at their finances holistically, and that's through a telescope. Because when you start looking at your finances through a telescope, as opposed to a microscope, instead of just picking individual products, then you're going to have the opportunity to say, okay, so if I make a decision on this IRA, how is that IRA decision going to impact everything else that I have in my financial life and my portfolio? And unless you look at it through a telescope, you're never going to have the ability to see that. The other way I'd like to give you an example so you can understand the difference between the microscope decision-making process versus a telescope decision-making process. I'm going to use what I normally use, which is the Tiger Woods story. And as you all know, or most of you that follow golf, Tiger Woods has been one of the greatest golfers in the world. And although now, he's getting much older, he's had many injuries, surgeries, and so forth, there was a point in time when Tiger Woods would enter a tournament and everybody else was fighting for second place because no one could beat him. And he did that for many, many years, one of the greatest golfers in the world. So the analogy that I want to use with all of you that may be watching this short video is, if you're given the opportunity to play at the Masters, which is one of the majors in golf in the world, and you're given two choices. Choice number one is, do you want to use Tiger Woods clubs? Or choice number two, do you want to use Tiger Woods swing? Now, the vast majority of Americans, when it comes to their finances, are using Tiger Woods clubs. You have the driver, you may have the spotter, to do your putting. You may have the short drive, and you have the different clubs, and that's what most Americans are doing when they're planning their finances. When in reality, if you really are interested in winning that golf tournament, especially the Masters, each and every one of you should be choosing Tiger Woods swing because the swing is what makes everything else happen. He could play with wood clubs, wooden clubs as they used to play many years ago, and he would still do better than everybody else that was competing against him because he had the art of the swing and then the ability to manage the golf course depending on where the ball landed. The same thing should happen with your finances because if you're only concentrating on products and picking different products, I want to buy this mutual fund, I want to buy that stock, and so forth, chances are you're going to fail miserably. Now, Products are going to form part of a major decision process, and they're very, very important in the process. But the strategy and the swing of Tiger Woods is going to be paramount if you want to be successful in your financial life. And that's important. And that's what we try to do with our clients and our taxpayers when we do tax preparation, tax planning, and even tax resolution. Remember, the goal for a lot of these videos that we do is to kind of help you change the way that you see things. Because when you change the way that you see things, the things that you see change. So if you want a private consultation, feel free to reach out. You can call me at area code, as you see there, 888-477-0108. Again, 888-477-0108. Or you can shoot me an email at Bert, B-E-R-T, at Gables taxgroup.com. So thanks very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Have a great day.